Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. When you are the last speaker, usually you're out of content. Yeah, and very strategically, they kept me as the last speaker. So one issue that I have is I'm not an expert on environment. They both are experts, and they took the full stage. But I am a common man or a common woman, okay? So I know the troubles of the environment. So let me stay with what I know rather than trying to say things I don't know. What's exciting is, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Dr. Milind Kulkarni for giving me this opportunity to be here as a chief guest or as a guest. The reason why I'm excited is that this is one of the rare conferences which he just mentioned where academicians, government, industry and civil society have come together. It's very rare that we see conferences with, whenever there are breaks in conferences, you'll get perspectives which are very, very different. The second thing that excites me in this conference is it's all about sustainability. It's no more about, year on year, they've been doing this conference. And every time, I was here last year very briefly, but every time I come here, the scale has gone up, the quality of people attending the conference has gone up, because there is one thing about sustainability. Sustainability today is all about governance, accountability as well. It's no more about, I've done something and I don't know how to scale it anymore. It's nice to do. Sometimes you're standing in a forum because it's nice to do. So this year, thankfully, Dr. Milind is also a very accomplished member of our club. And I said, Dr. Milind, this year I want to take environment as one of our goals. If you remember when I presented in my installation, this was last year and we were developing the goals for the community. And we were saying, let's take environment as a goal. So while we have diversity and inclusion, while we have education, we have specially abled children, we have so many areas, but we took environment as a fallout. And at that point of time itself, we said we're going to sponsor this year with whatever funds we can raise. And it was quite alarming to see that many of our BOD, which is our board of directors, came forward saying environment seems to be a biggest problem. And two of them suffering from asthma themselves. And both of them realizing that this area is not what we want to survive in, because Bombay itself is becoming a dead hole in the days to come. In my corporate career, because I still continue to pursue my corporate career, I just want to tell you that, when we looked at CSR or we look at ESG, which is very, ESG is environmental, social, governance. This is a terminology used by every corporate. Any corporate executive sitting here will see that it's part of their annual report, it's part of their, whatever they have to establish or talk about it. There are some metrics that everybody puts. But are those metrics really creating sustainability has always been a question mark in everybody's mind, because very often we use these concepts also to get funds from the international world. Because, when you have investors, they do ask you for your ESG metrics. It's part of your corporate offering. And then you look at it that it's always about the social part of the ESG. It's not so much about the environment and the governance. And that sets me to, bring about the concept of the triple bottom line. I think for me, that's the most important concept of why I am here today at the conference, or why I want to be part of this entire journey of environment, which we want to hold as Rotary Club of Mumbai Inspire for years to come as one of our goals. And the reason for triple bottom line is it's about people, it's about the planet, and it's about profit. It's no more about just air quality. It's no more about the circular water system, the waste management. What's in it for anybody to track this on a day-to-day basis? When I say people, so far people have just been communities. Who are the people that I am supporting? How are the people getting impacted? It's all about performance and measurement now. It's no more about just people as communities. It's people today have to be partners in the growth of what we want to save the environment. If you ask me today, not having good air quality or not having basic water systems is actually questioning my dignity of life. And because I don't value life in our country enough, I was talking to Dr. Milind that an accident happens on the road. I mean, how many of us really draw up our cars to check in a heavy traffic system? Because value of life itself is short here. We don't value life. And because we don't value life, basic requirements of air quality, health, and dignity with which I can live. As an 80-year-old, if tomorrow I have to walk the streets of this city, I have to think 100 times because we have nothing to offer. We don't have good, well-paved roads. We don't have decent water. Now there is a huge business of air purifiers. Somebody walked into my house. He's a trader and a manufacturer of air purifiers. The first thing he says is, you know, Shanta, you need air purifiers in all your rooms now. Okay, and why do I need air purifiers? Yeah, I've lived all my life here. You know, I'm born and bred in Maharashtra in Bombay city. So I just think everybody has looked at people to make profit. And that's not the profit I'm talking about. I'm talking about the profit of accountability, measurement. What am I measuring today against the sustainable goals that I have set for the organization, whether it means X, Y, Z. So anything that is measurable is scalable. If we are not able to measure what we are talking about, we will not be able to scale it. So we may have everybody, today actually if you ask me at the end of this conference, if everybody puts their heads together and looks at a profitable metric which you can share with a corporate to say the amount of paper that is being used in spite of digitization, the number of trees that are getting knocked off, which is affecting the air quality, or all the metrics that you think about, I think that's the profitability that we are looking at. The third, which is a very important aspect, is the planet. And he already alluded to this to say that, you know, very nicely said that we are borrowing it from our children. I actually used it in one of my sessions a long time ago for thanks for jogging my memory. And it's true. I mean, I'm saying 2050, I may not even be there, but at least the life that I'm going to leave behind. You know, I saw a reel where they showed 2050. It's an AI created reel where people are walking around with oxygen masks. So there is a huge thing about planet. And what I like about the conference is even this Bandra rejuvenation of the lake that you're doing, you're leaving a planet which is probably better. And maybe the people in Bandra in a 1 kilometer radius at least will breathe better air over a period of time. You know, I don't know whether the aquatic is going to survive there or not because he said it's still a black lake. Or the Dahisar one which they have happily positioned as Ganga because it was crystal clear. I think these are examples of what is the kind of planet we are going to leave behind. So for me, the triple bottom line, people, planet and profit is what at Rotary Club of Mumbai Inspire, in my small way, I would like to impact. And luckily being a president of the club, we are able to drive what we really want to drive. So our sponsorship has not happened because Dr. Milind Kulkarni is part of our setup. Our sponsorship has happened because Dr. Milind Kulkarni talks about environment as an expert. And we said, when we were having a discussion even before I became the president, saying I'm going to call out environment as an area of focus. It's very early on. We're just sponsoring an event where intelligent people have come together. But what we really like to see is under the Rotary philosophy, everything is sustainable. Nothing that we do has no impact. Everything has a long-term impact. There is, and what is the expectation at the end of this as a mere sponsorer is performance with impact. What is that long-term impact and sustainability we can work out under the triple bottom line philosophy to make this a reality. So I'd like to thank all the organizers, everybody who made me a part of this very interesting morning. And thank you, Dr. Milind Kulkarni. Thank you, Dr. Ajit Salvi. And so many doctorates in this room that my qualifications, whether environment or non-environment, seem very small. So, but thank you for making me a part of this. And I hope you have a fantastic day ahead and learn all about the environment and the future of environment. Thank you very much.